Hello everyone and welcome to our I Pick My Butt video, more Survivor.io, and we have a new boss this week in Ender's Echo, and this one is Killer Sean, and this is a little bit of a tricky one right here, but in this video we're going to be going over how to score those big numbers that everybody wants to get. We still don't know what the amount of damage that's going to do in the game is going to affect the end result after 28 days, but I would say do the best you can to score as high as you can inside it. Now for gear, we are using the kunai, and I honestly believe that the kunai is the best weapon for these Ender's Echoes. Obviously, you can use any weapon you want, but the fact that it has the auto-targeting just makes it so much easier to focus on the other things and really just make sure you're doing damage to the boss. I really recommend that everybody at least try the kunai once on each boss and just see how the numbers match up to the other weapons that you're using. But other single target DPS weapons, void power, even the shotgun, those are going to be good ways to go. Revolver, I haven't even tried it yet, but we all know it packs a good punch for damage. Now for the necklace, Eternal Necklace all the way, the fact that it's going to do more damage and enemies are at full HP, you never see the HP bar drop on this thing, so essentially you're doing full damage to them. Now for the gloves, I had a lot of people tell me not to use the army gloves, switch over from my Legend Army gloves over to my +3 S grade Eternal gloves, and I ran the numbers a bunch and it just doesn't hold up to the army gloves. The army gloves were out dealing damage every time I popped them on, so for that record, definitely wanted to have army gloves on there to do the additional damage to elites and bosses. And obviously we want to have the Eternal suit on because the revives don't work in this, and the Eternal suit provides those. Now I am lucky enough to have it at Legend, meaning that I get 2 of them, and I will say the last minute of this is very difficult to do damage to the boss, so what I tend to do is I like to die early, usually around the 1 minute or 2 minute mark. I'll just go and sacrifice myself, that way I get the plus 15% attack on the bosses. It really does help out. It doesn't seem like much, but every little bit is going to make a difference. Now for the boss attacks there, you saw it at the very beginning there, which he just did right there. He's going to be shooting out in 5 or 7 different directions. Those will bounce off the walls, and I did see him bounce up to twice on it. So just be careful with that. But once you get to the 1 minute mark, then he's going to start tossing out grenades. Now, as far as the skills that I want to get in this and the priority that I'm going for, my main priority is to evil up this kunai first. No matter what, I want to do everything I can to get that. Secondly, I want to try to get the drones. That's my number 2 on it, either drone A or drone B or both of them. If I see them and I don't see a kunai, I'm going for the drones. After that, lightning emitter. That's going to be the one that's just always going to be hitting no matter what. I mean, granted, there is mobs in this one, which is good. We'll be leveling up a lot more, but the lightning emitter is a just kind of sure way to make sure we're hitting and doing some extra damage. After that, I'm probably going to go for the rocket on it. I become a big fan of that. And with the HE fuel that comes with it, that's going to really help the range on those drones and make sure you're getting the hits in, even if you do start straying away a little bit. And after that, my last one is going to be the drill. That's what I'm going to be going for too. I haven't had a chance to evil it yet this run, but I was getting pretty close to it. But either way, everything that's going to be kind of a single target towards these bosses, we want to be doing. Now you saw in the first minute or so, I wasn't really focusing too much for DPS on the boss. I more want to just run around the first minute or 2 and try to grab those gold biofuels. Obviously, if I can stay close and get some hits in, I'm going to do, but that's really the main focus, is trying to get leveled up real fast. Once we get past that point, killing the enemies will drop like 5 or 6 of them, so it's going to be a little bit easier. But as I said, kunai, get that evoed as fast as you can, and it really will make a difference. Now at the 4 minute mark, this is where he's going to spawn 3 other elites, and they're going to have shields over them, can't do any damage. We're pretty familiar with this by now, that there's going to be enemies in there that just take all the damage and it doesn't add to the actual numbers. Now the first run I had was a little bit late on. I think we only did like 25 or 2600 million there, but the second run I got the kunai evoed a little bit earlier, but I unfortunately died earlier because I was doing that whole thing of, hey, I wanted to go and die with the Eternal suit and then go and get that extra attack boost. But unfortunately, I only made it to about the 4.5 minute mark, although I did get a new all-time high inside the game. So I think if I really would have been able to last that half a minute, it probably would have been somewhere around 5.2 or 5.4 based by the climb that I had from this point on. But I'm really curious to know what type of gear you guys are using inside this. Let me know in the comments below. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and remember, I pick my butt.